All right, we're here. We're gonna play Mistonia for a couple hours today, and then I'm gonna go to work. I might have a stream tomorrow. There's a very soft maybe. I was supposed to have one last night, but some stuff came up, so I was unable to find time to stream. So I do apologize for that, but I might have one tomorrow to make up for it since I have a mission this year, and that's 100 streams based on. I don't know how to do it with my hands. Based on Otome. So I want to keep going with that. It's very early in the year, so I don't want to fall behind. I'm going to try and make a checklist of some kind. If I'm talking loud, it's because I didn't realize how loud I had my speakers on just now. But yeah, we're currently still on Alfred's route. We are on chapter 2. I'm hoping to at least get close to the end of chapter 3, if not all the way to chapter 4 before I end my stream today. Because I would like to pick up in chapter 4 on the next stream. That way we can try and finish the stream and then hopefully get all the variations of his endings in the next stream. And then potentially next week start in Edward's route. I know that that's not the ideal route way. I know we're doing this my way, which is who I think is the cutest. But I don't like Edward. I don't care if he has all the lore. Don't like the guy, so I want to stick to the ones I like. Oh, what's happening? Oh, weird. All right. Oh yeah, that's my new background for here. That's a reminder that I have a stream schedule this year. So as soon as we're finished with this one, we're gonna start Illusions of Tahari. So I'm hoping we can finish this one before the end of the month. And I might add a couple streams to get to that point. If not, it will be in February that we start Atahari. And then we're going to start Otome. I forgot what it's called, Fight for Love. So, and then I'm going to, if I get ahead enough, I'll have a couple Date Everything streams. I need them. I've been wanting to play that since it was announced. Oh, I hit the wrong one. My boy. Do I still have my speaker on too loud? It feels so loud. I'm just like, I like my music loud, but like, alright. Oh, lost the parentheses. Oh yeah, so this one is, we just went to his underground hideout? Yeah, his hideout. We were just at a scene of a fae who lost its wings, or a wing, maybe both, just one at least. They didn't show the person. Which is something that's happening to a lot of the fae who are weaker. And we were there and we didn't know how to explain ourselves. And this guy decided to call out to us in a way that would make it impossible for us to sneak into the background, which means it's his fault that we got seen by Edward. Which is also crazy. We're on a mission together. You know I have sussy stuff happening. You know I'm being a sussy little girl, but you would decide to make an audible noise when you see me in a crowd where I'm not supposed to be. You know that secret. I think that's crazy that he's the one that friggin' ruined that for her. But I digress. But then he said, hey, meet me in this alley. But instead of him, it was Leonardo, and Leonardo dragged us all the way over here. Well, giving us some lore drops, if I recall. You're here, Alfred. Of course I'm here. The dimly lit room looked like it could have been an ordinary house, only a pair of desks and chairs sat beneath the light. Despite being called a hideout, it wasn't a place to settle for long. Moving from place to place might be the way to conceal their identity. Still, Alfred standing there looked utterly out of place to someone who knew who he really was. Wee. Sorry to keep you waiting. He's like, she wasn't where you told her to wait. I realized I didn't get comfortable yet. LOL. I had one mission today, so I got a laptop for Christmas. I told myself, hey, let's sign into my Dropbox account, but it kept signing into my sister's Dropbox account. I figured out how to sign out of her Dropbox account, but then when I hit sign back in, it signed back into her Dropbox account. I'm like, can you stop? I'm trying to have my own. Because one, I don't want to steal her space, but she has a better account than me. She has more space than I do. I think she's paying for hers. I don't. But anywho's, it's so I can work on thumbnails, I can work on my writing and stuff like that while I'm over my computer, but also still put up on my computer when I come home. So I'm excited. I got that set up finally. Finally fixed it. It took me like 2 Google searches to figure it all out. I closed all my windows. But yeah. Okay, for real, I'm really comfortable now. Sorry for the wait, sir. The yard's still hanging around the street, so I had to take a detour. My phone just turned on. Dude, no? That was weird. No worries, you did well. Can you help me with one more thing, Leonardo? I need you to go check the situation out there. The wing hunter incident made everyone uneasy. Got it. Piece of cake. I'll make sure nobody runs out. Ooh, no one panics and runs off without thinking. Be careful, not just of the yard. There's a chance the culprit is still wandering about the area. They exchanged a brief nod and Leonardo left the hideout. The sound of his footsteps faded into the distance and the room filled with silence. Why am I here? I spoke up first. This is the real you, huh? I can't believe you're the same person I see at the Bernstein Manor with the 5 houses. I could say the same to you. You hide your true self and act like a loyal servant, but who knows what you're really thinking. An invisible spark ran between Alfred and me. However, I had no intentions of backing down, and I shot back at Alfred, my eyes fiercely locked on his. Did you call me here just for that? No, you had that child bring me here because there was something you wanted to ask me, didn't you? That's right. You know why you're here. What were you doing there? This was about me being at the scene of the wing hunting incident. If I explained, I'd have to mention Gonriel and John, and I'd rather not do that. We might have become allies, but there was no reason to tell him everything. Like I told Edward earlier, it was pure coincidence. The reason I came to Eden, I don't think I need to tell you. We were merely allies. I'm not required to tell you everything, am I? I couldn't agree more. It was your idea to share our purpose and secrets so we could cooperate. I did, and you already know my weakness, don't you? Being the daughter of House Randolph and someone capable of becoming the Queen's vessel was my greatest secret and the reason behind everything I did, which he now knew. When I revealed my identity the other day, I missed the opportunity to ask Alfred about his goal because Leonardo had summoned him. Besides, I haven't been able to ask him if he was involved in the incident or not. This was the moment I had been waiting for. However, I chose to back off. It's your turn now. I need to see if you've really abandoned your pride as one of the 5 houses sworn to protect the Queen. Alfred didn't flinch at my words. He simply held my gaze. Fine. I remained silent and listened. The Twilight Ravens are aiming for Fairy Queen Tia's downfall. He spoke with complete conviction, but for a brief moment there was sadness in his eyes. I urged him to continue. There's no question that she was once a truly remarkable figure. However, old age has rendered her incapable of ruling the country. If she neither abandons her role in governance nor returns to Tinanulk, her survival is of no concern. How lenient of you. I doubt a queen so fixated on the mortal world will step down so easily, though. If she were that reasonable, she would have returned a long time ago and wouldn't have any quarrels with Obrion. Alfred didn't refute this. He must have already known, being all talk when mentioning her returning. What matters to him was the part about her survival being of no concern. I've served her long enough to understand her way of thinking, which is why I've decided to take action. Albion now mirrors the Queen's distorted views. Alfred's words reminded me of the wing hunting incident from earlier, the people of Eden and Leonardo. Is this about the Demi-Fae and Humanes, the Mingles class system and its connections and discrimination? That's a lot. You catch on fast, and as expected, you're quite sharp-witted, but stupid at the same time.
その通りだ。女王はユニークとして強いものを優遇し、
I charged my PlayStation 5 controller yesterday because we were going to play Borderlands.
だがそれだけだ。
I thought I hit a button. I was afraid. Are you charging? Does this charge you? I can't tell. But we got back from the stuff we were doing like at 9:30, like almost 10. So it was super late. And originally I was like, I'll just stream. But then we ended up eating food, and then it was like 10:30, almost 11, and I was like, I'm just gonna go to bed. Just gonna go to bed. And I think I still set up for another hour. The Queen's prioritizes the strong among demi-fae and adores the creativity of humane, sometimes something that fae lack, but that's all.
確かに国を愛しているのは間違いない。ならばなぜ力のない者たちに手を差し伸べない。それどころか見向きもしないままだ。
She loves the nation, that much is certain. So why doesn't she reach out to the powerless? She completely ignores them instead. 妖精の血を引く者が特権階級を牛耳り、弱きを淘汰するこの国の階級制度はここで終わらせるべきだ。Those with fae abilities dominate the privileged and cull the weak. This class system needs to end right here. 予告状をまいたのは私や皆の決意の証だ。博覧会の日。 The awareness I spread is testament to my and everyone involved's resolve. We will settle everything on the day of the exhibition. I felt his resolve in those fierce words where he spoke of taking a life without hesitation. I didn't think there was any dishonesty in his words. I reconsidered my earlier thoughts, realizing that I had underestimated Alfred's determination. That's why I decided to show him my hand, too. I chose to lay my hatred to bear without holding back. I'm sure you've figured it out by now, but my goal is to find the person who killed my family, as well as everyone in Eltbeek, and lead them to ruin along with the Queen. For that, I wouldn't hesitate to throw away my heritage and become a servant in one of the 5 houses' mansions. That's the kind of resolve that brought me here. I see. Alfred slowly lowered his gaze. I didn't know what he was thinking, but I had no intention of ending the conversation. That's why you'll be answering my question. I gently grasped the knife hidden under my skirt. I asked the question I had been dying to know. Who did the Queen order to strike the village that night? Answer me, Alfred Creswell. That person. Alfred pressed his lips together for a moment, then he gave me his answer, his eyes resolute. It was me. In an instant, everything turned bright red. And then I stabbed him. Instinct took over as I pressed the knife against Alfred's throat, the tip of the blade grazing his skin. It's bleeding. I mean, that's ketchup, right? What did you do to my family? 私はお前を確保するため、そして村の者から逃げ場を奪うために結界を使って村を覆った。I cast a barrier on the village that day to secure you as well as to prevent the villagers from escaping. 間違いなく全滅させられると知りながら、私は命令を実行した。I knew they would be doomed once trapped, but I still obeyed the order. So in a way, I was the one who killed them. He spoke as if reciting a written passage, neither fleeing nor hiding anything. His indifferent tone only frustrated me more. How could you? Why would you do that? You're trying to turn against that woman, aren't you? So you should have considered disobeying her orders. Back then, I didn't feel the way I do now. Her Majesty's behavior when giving that order was far from normal. If I had gone against her, my family would have suffered. As the head of the household, I had to avoid such a fate. You decide to attack Eltbeek instead. Yeah, everyone would choose themselves. That's just how sinking ships work. Exactly, I weighed my options, Creswell or Randolph, and I chose to protect my family. The one thing I considered a blessing in the wake of that attack was that Her Majesty didn't capture House Randolph's
こ
daughter.
んなことを言えた義理など私にないことはよく理解しているが
I understand that I'm in no
それでも
position to say this,
お前が
but
生きていて
I'm glad you
よかった
survived. What in the world? What is he saying that for? Shut up. Quiet. Give them back. Girl, please. Girl. No. We don't demand the impossible. Dead don't come back. My family, the villagers, defamed them and disgraced them. They didn't do anything wrong. Why? Technically, your dad went against the queen's orders. That's true. The rest of the people know. My hand trembled with rage as I pressed the knife against Alfred's neck. I glared at him. I will never forgive you. Now die. I dove the knife into Alfred's throat, but just as blood began to flow, my hand was seized, preventing me from going any further. Wait. Begging for mercy now? Alfred's grip was strong, despite being only one step away from fulfilling my revenge. I couldn't make it happen. Hatred, bitterness, sorrow. I glared at Alfred, pouring my every emotion into the gaze. Then his grip loosened
命
slightly.
乞いはしないさお前にこの命をくれてやるその憎しみの炎でいたぶり殺せばいい
I won't beg for mercy. My life is yours. Use your burning hatred to torment and kill me. Alfred brought the tip of the blade close to his throat. A single drop of blood slid down his
だ
pale
が
neck.
それは全てが終わってからだ
But that will be after everything is
女王を
over.
退けこの国を変えるまで私は死ねない
I can't die until I dethrone the queen and change this nation. He shouted, shoving me away. I struggled to steady myself before eventually falling. I readied the knife again, but I lowered my arm, unable to find any deception in Alfred's serious expression. I want to kill this man. I want to avenge my father, mother, brother, everyone. Yet the faint calm within me protested. If I'm going to reach the queen and fight her, I can use Alfred and the ravens. Alfred said nothing. He didn't try to escape, only watched my every move in silence. I tucked the knife away and asked Alfred a question. Are there any members of the ravens in the 5 houses?
いないだが目をつけているのはエドワードだ今奴の本心を見極めようとしている
None. Though I have my eye on Edward, I'm attempting to discern his motives. Oops. She found out. I mean, kinda. I think that's not entirely the full story though, right? He put a barrier. He didn't kill everybody. He just trapped them, which, I mean, yeah, it's bad, but like, who actually killed them? And I'm pretty sure that's Ward. Hydrate. But we'll see. I mean, I assume the truth gives you it all. What if the truth is just her killing everybody? Imagine just murder, everyone dies, no one lives. Oh gosh. I see, then you better be cautious. Lily is aware of your interactions. I never thought Lily's casual remark would add up to this. In fact, it proves that she was quite perceptive. Alfred nodded slightly, then spoke.
了解したならばこちらも忠告しておこう女王の寵
We
愛を
love
受けて
murder
います
here. Oh man, it's so true though. Listen, sweet, sweet revenge, as it were. That's all I'm saying. Like, we don't get enough of it. Let's be so real. People get so weak. I'm hitting every wrong button just now. Like, people can die. It's fine. It's fine. Let people die. We don't have to save everyone. We don't have to be that cause. I like to I like to Collar X Malice just because so many people died in Collar X Malice. There was always a route that resulted in her dying every time, sometimes by her love interest, but that's because they thought she was spy, you know, things like that. Understand in that case, let me give you some advice. Don't let your guard down around Ascot. He has the queen's favor, watch out for Linus, her loyal dog as well. The queen's attendant and loyal dog. I'll be careful. What about Lucas?
あいつはどちらでもない国の行く末に興味を持っていないからな
He's
見ているのは
oh gosh.
自分の望みだけだ
I still haven't played it yet. I hear it everywhere. I think it's good. I'm going to be playing the second part this year. I want to get the fan disc. But I have it. I got it. It's beautiful. It's what we're going to be playing this year because I want my boy back. Yeah, this is on the, look at that. It's covered in blood. It's how you know it gets good up in here. I don't care that it wasn't in focus. I know. I know. I mean, I'm not looking forward to Yona, but it's fine. I'll play it anyways. We'll get through his route. He isn't on either side. He doesn't care about the nation's future. His eyes are only on his own desire. Having said that, Alfred glanced at the clock and sighed.
時間だ。先ほどの事件についてバーンスタイン邸で話すことになっている。そろそろ支度をしなければ。
It's one of the few games I know nothing about. I think it would have made a very good anime, honestly. It has a very good story behind it. Was it an anime? Was Color X Malice an anime, actually? And I usually look for spoilers. Do you want spoilers? I can give you spoilers. I streamed it. You could watch my, my old streams. I think it's back when I accidentally used to mute myself sometimes. Anime? Question mark? Visual novel game? Yeah, no anime. Yes, anime? Oh, there was a movie. There was a movie. I'd have to watch it and see. It was just a movie, not an anime. It came out in 2023, but it would make a good, it's a good story. So the simplest way to describe this story is she's like a new cop. So picture Judy Hopps. Just picture Judy Hopps. That's all I want you to picture. Close your eyes, picture Judy Hopps. She's a brand new cop. She's trying to take care of her little brother who is sad that their parents are dead. I can't remember. And so she's doing her best to be a great cop. And then she gets a call that, hey, something crazy's happening. And so she goes and she hurries over there. And then she gets there and there's nothing there. Not a single thing. And then all of a sudden she like blacks out. And when she wakes up, there's a collar around her neck that picture Battle Royale like that. And there's a voice coming from the collar and it's like, tell no one. Except for the people who save you. And if you try to take this off, I'll kill you. And and then these guys show up and they're like, whoa, we were told to come here. She's still alive. What's going on? And so you're trying to figure out who put the collar on you. All of these guys, yeah. There's also been a series of murders prior to this too. They're all linked to the person who put the collar on you. And so you're trying to get information about that, but without being suspicious. So one of the love interests is another police officer. He's more special forces than you are. And he's very sus of you because you're obviously acting weird. You're keeping like your collar up real tight around your neck. There's also like a forensic scientist. I think there's like a private detective who used to be a police officer, but he left. There's like more than one police officer formerly that's in this story as well. And then there's Yona, who was also a very nice, I think they were all former police officers now that I think about it. Like 2 are still active police officers, and I think the rest were all like special forces that stopped being special forces for different reasons. But yeah, we're all just trying to figure out what's happening. And then in every single route, there's always kind of like that thing you sent. There's always one route where it's all like, all right, well, it's time to get home. Should I stick to the main roads or take this alley over here? And if you take the alley, you get stabbed because there's like 6 different people that just want to kill you, not related to anything else. Like, oh my gosh, it's great. It's so funny. It's like hilarious. But like there's always like that one moment where I'm like, ooh, which way do I want to go? Where all this broken glass is? Or like normal, like a normal person. Huh. What should I do? Should I go in by myself to this house that I think someone might be inside? Or should I wait for my backup? What should I do? What do you think I should do? Like, please. But yeah, there's so many suspects that you end up meeting that you think might be related to it, and all these suspects at one time or other can kill you. So, but yeah, I loved it. I loved the game. It was really fun. I'm always frustrated at some parts, but I really did enjoy it. And there was some really good characters in there, except for Yona. So Yona, I think that's his name. He's really loud. He screams. I had to turn his volume down because I got tired of how much he screamed. And he wears an eye patch, so you'd think he'd be cool. I feel like I'm wrong about his name. But yeah, he likes wearing an eye patch because he thinks it makes him look cool. That's how you know he's the problem. But yeah, it's fun. I think it's really fun. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. He just screams so much. He'll just be like, huh? And it's like, I'd be like, oh, shush, be quiet. Stop that. I can't even mimic it right. It's louder than that. To be clear, I can't yell as loud as he does, but he's very dramatic when he screams, and I'm like, we're gonna turn you down 6 octaves, please. But yeah, I recommend it. I would say if you want to put it on your TV playlist, let me turn my screen off for a second. We're playing it in October, so if you want to play the first one before October, you can watch me play Unlimited, which is the second one. I remember to lower his volume. Yeah, I recommend it. It's so bad. It's so loud. I mean, give him a shot at your own pace, but I think I turned him down to like a 3 out of 10. Time's up. We're supposed to be discussing the incident from earlier at the Bernstein estate. I should get ready. Count Creswell will be busy telling lies, huh? Say what you want, but the truth is hidden within those lies. Truth is hidden within lies. Alfred said calmly as if none of the events of the past few minutes had occurred. He fixed his clothes and wiped the blood from his throat with a handkerchief. You should leave as well. Starting tomorrow, I need you to share any information you gather about House Bernstein. I'm counting on you. With that, Alfred turned on his heel and reached for the doorknob. I called out to him, "Hey, will you keep that promise you made earlier? Once everything is over, are you willing to die?" I will. I'll make sure you get to do it. Alfred left. There was nothing else to say. Alone in the dimly lit room, I realized my fists were clenched so tightly that blood was starting to seep from them. Ooh, my nails won't do that, but I did get them cleaned the other day. My friend cleaned my nails. I can't have polish still because I go to Ivy rooms, but counts. Alone in the dimly lit room, I realized my fists were clenched. Very well, I'll kill you after I'm done with the queen. I made a resolute vow in my heart and closed my eyes. I would suppress my hatred until I had defeated my greatest foe. Following the events at the hideout, I began sharing the information I obtained while at the Bernstein mansion with Alfred. I didn't side with the Twilight Ravens. For the record, our interests just happened to align. Next up is the laundry. Work well really piles up with all the guests, so we got the hang of it. Let's go. Okay. Got it. Let me carry the basket. As I walked, laundry basket in hand, I noticed Alfred. He had just arrived and came towards me. Evelyn and I stepped aside as servants always did, bowing our heads. Lord Alfred. I called out to him as he passed. Alfred stopped and turned to look at me. Evelyn looked shocked, but I continued speaking anyways. Rain is forecast for tonight. Oh, I see. Please ready an umbrella. I have plans in the city tonight and expect to walk back. Understood. Thank you for the heads up. Mentioning the weather is code for having acquired new information. The umbrella refers to Leonardo. I'll share the information when he contacts me. The information in question concerned Edmund's movement on the day of the exhibition. As the head of House Bernstein, Edmund has to mingle with the other I got too distracted. Other feudal lords sometimes. At the very least, he should be away from the queen. Then, Alexa, please turn caramel to 100% brightness. Sometimes when my sister changes the lighting in the living room, it changes it in here, and I don't know if it actually changed the camera, but it got darker. It got darker. I felt it. And of course, it would be outside of the estate. Uncovering Edmund's plan during the exhibition wasn't easy. I can win their trust and gain access to more information by staying loyal and playing the part of a servant. I'll leave it to you then. Alfred walked off, no particular emotion on his face. No one would ever suspect that the head of House Creswell is actually the leader of the Twilight Ravens and plotting from the shadows.
びっくりしちゃった。急にアルフレッド様を呼び止めるんだもの。
Ooh, that startled me. You just dropped the Lord Alfred out of nowhere. After Alfred left, Evelyn's voice voiced her thoughts, astonished. He asked about the weather the other day, so I thought I'd be good to share the forecast with him today as well. I felt some remorse for deceiving Evelyn, but it was much better than dragging her into my plots, which had nothing to do with her. Was that unnecessary?
助かったって言ってたし、よかったんじゃないかしら。
Not really. He thanked you, so that's good. Evelyn showed no sign of doubt at my words and looked out the window.
さ、こうしちゃいられない。洗濯物を早く干して。
We can't waste any more time.
取り込まないと。
We need to hang the laundry quick and take it in before it starts raining. She adjusted the laundry basket and a determined look on her face. I followed suit. The secret between Alfred and myself continued.
この本を探しているのだが、エドワードに蔵書にあると聞いてな。どこにあるか知らないか？
I'm searching for a book. Edward told me it's in his collection. Do you happen to know where it is? This one is on the second shelf from the back of the library, fourth row from the top, and the sixth book from the left. Allow me to fetch it for you.
わざわざ手間をかけるが、よろしく頼む。
I didn't mean to trouble you. Thank you. Girl has this down like battleship. 2, 4, and 6 days from now. Those are the times when Edmund might have a chance to meet with the Queen. Lord Alfred, would you like some tea?
ああ、いや。すまないが後で
No
部屋
need.
に運んでくれ。
Sorry, actually, could you bring it to my room later? So I need to share the intel there. I have to pass on the details about Edward requesting security from the yard for the exhibition. I shared every piece of information I had gathered with Alfred while investigating even more dangerous situations than before. Edmund's plan for the day of the exhibition have changed. The responsibility of greeting other nobles had been given to Edward, the heir. That meant that the likelihood of Edmund staying by the Queen's side had increased. Furthermore, John found out there's someone among the yard who'll be the security detail that's a leaning anti-royalist. She seems to be doing better in this route so far, except for the fact that she revealed who she was to this guy, like, in the first chapter. If you ignore the fact that she straight up gave up the ghost right away, she's actually doing stuff. I needed to get the information to Alfred quickly, but he seemed to be holed up in a meeting with Edward today. Hopefully the timing would work out. As I continued cleaning, my mind wandered. Lily called for me just like before.
あら、ここにいたのね。
There you are. Good afternoon, my lady. I paused, sweeping, and gave a slight bow. Lily watched me for a moment, then smiled softly, just like always.
お仕事中にごめんなさいね。よければ、またお茶に付き合ってはくれないかしら。
Sorry to disturb your work. Would you possibly be able to join me for tea? She spoke in her usual carefree way. Being a servant, I couldn't refuse, of course. Certainly, my lady, I shall prepare everything at
あ
once.
りがとう。楽しみだわ。
Thank you. I'm so excited. Lily clapped joyfully like a little girl after I bowed to her. I left for a moment. After preparing the tea, I returned and poured her favorite tea into a
いい
teacup.
香り。あなたは紅茶の入れ方が本当に上手ね。
What a lovely aroma. You're truly excellent at brewing tea. Thank you. Lily savored the aroma for a moment and smiled at me. She seemed more cheerful than usual.
ところで、さっきは珍しく上の空に見えたわ。
Speaking of
一体
which,
どうしたの？
you seem a bit distracted. Is something wrong? Two things took me aback. First, the fact that I looked absent-mindedly. And second, that Lily noticed. I did my best not to let my shock show on my face. My apologies, I wasn't focused on my
あ
work.
ら、怒っているわけではないのよ。誰にだってそういう時はあるわよね。でも、一体何を考えていたのか気になってしまって。
My dream of revenge, I guess. I'm not upset. Everyone has those moments after all. I'm just curious about what's on your mind. Oh, that. I paused trying to figure out how to dodge the question, but before I could say anything, Lily beat me to
もし
it.
かして、アルフレッド卿のことかしら。
Is it about Lord Alfred, perhaps? I nearly gasped aloud when I heard his name, but I managed to hold it in and tilted my head instead. Lord Alfred? No, I was just thinking about the task I need to do after I finish cleaning.
あら、そうなの。
Is that so? Lily's index finger rested on her chin. Then she narrowed her eyes slightly as she watched me.
私の勘が外れちゃったのね。
I guess I was
最近二
mistaken
人がとても親密そうだから何かあったのかと思って。
with how close you two have been lately. Go on. I thought something was going on. It's true that Lord Alfred had given me tasks like organizing documents and such lately, but to say we're close is an
あくまでお
overstatement.
仕事というわけね。
So it's strictly about work, huh?
そうだったの。
I get it. When did she see me and where? We had contact when exchanging information. It was unavoidable, but I had no idea she was watching me. I felt an odd, uneasy chill go through me, not knowing where Lily's eyes might be in the mansion. I concealed those feelings and carried on with small talk then.
お、また一緒にお茶ですか。
Oh, having tea together again?
よっぽどリリー様は彼女が気に入ったみたいですね。気が合うようで何よりです。
I mean, I would assume Philip is definitely a spy on her behalf. It appears Lady Lily has taken quite a liking to you, huh? I'm glad to see you getting along so well. Philip showed up, just like before. I'd been taken aback by how casually he talked to Lily at first, but I had grown used to it by now.
ローズといると飽きないのよ。フィル、あなたも時間があるなら一緒にどう？
I never get bored when I'm with Rose. If you have time, Phil, will you join us?
いいですね。と言いたいところですが、先に伝えとかないといけないことがあります。
As much as I want to accept your invitation, there's something I need to tell you first.
旦那様がリリー様を探しておられましたよ。
His lordship is looking for you.
そう、お父様が。
Oh, so father wants to see me. Her expression darkened for some reason when she learned her father had summoned her. Lily sighed dramatically and shook her head as if
後で
troubled.
こちらから伺うわ。どうせまた例の話でしょうから。
I'll go see him later. I'm sure it's about the usual thing anyways. The usual thing. Philip seemed to know something about it, judging from his reaction, but I had no clue. I silently observed the scene. Philip tried to persuade Lily to go quickly, but she kept stubbornly shaking her head in refusal. Lily's gaze fell on me as I quietly watched them. Then she spoke.
ねえ、ローズ。
Say,
アルフ
Rose.
レッド卿のお気持ち、よくわかるわ。私と同じで、彼もあなたを気に入っているみたいだもの。
I know exactly how Lord Alfred feels. Like me, he seems to be quite fond of you. I blinked in confusion, caught off guard by her sudden comments and unable to make sense of her words. She maintained her serene
あな
smile.
たは優秀で、それだけじゃなくて気も回る。実際、私もこうしてあなたを頼っているもの。
You're not only talented but considerate too. Honestly, I'm relying on you even now.
そういう意味では、うまくやれるのかもしれない。
In that sense, maybe I'll be able to make it work. What did she mean by make it work? Alfred and I were only talking out of necessity after all. We were only cooperative. She can't possibly know that, can she? I wonder if she's mistaken about something. I didn't understand the connection between the summons from Edmund, Alfred, and Lily. It felt as if something was unfolding without my knowledge.
しかしリリー様も悩みがつきませんね。また例の羽狩りの被害者が出たせいで、エド様もますますお忙しそうですし。
Lord Lily certainly can't catch a break, eh? Lord Edmund is even busier than before with another case of wing hunters. Philip, who clearly knew what was going on, shrugged sympathetically. Is there something going on between Alfred and Lily? What does all this mean? I had the urge to ask him, but instinct warned me that pretending to be interested in Alfred wouldn't be a good move. Just then, someone unexpected appeared. Ascot, when did he get here? There's no meeting today, so what is he doing at the Bernstein Manor? Ascot gave me a knowing smile as if aware of my staring.
バーンスタイン家の花がこんなところで揃って咲いているなんて。よろしければご一緒しても。
I mean, there's just something about the legs, you know what I'm saying? There's something there that could be different. Well, the flowers of House Bernstein are all in bloom. Would you mind if I joined you? Ascot took Lily's hand and lightly kissed the back of it without so much as sparing Phillips a
相変わ
glance.
らずですわね。けれどアスコット卿、今日はどうして屋敷へ？
You
模型
never
会議は
change.
行われないはずだけれど。
What brings you here today? I don't believe the Five Houses conference is being held today.
王宮の帰りに少し立ち寄ったのですよ。
Indeed.
あなたに会えるかと。
I made a quick stop on my way back from the royal palace. I thought I would come and see you.
まあ、本当にお上手な人。
You really have a way with words. Lily wore a pleasant smile, but she had once described Ascot as someone whose true feelings no one could truly know. I wonder whether it was because I'd heard that from her. Even though the words they exchanged were amicable, it felt as though their eyes carried a colder glint in them.
そろそろ博覧会が近づいてきましたね。ですが、陛下はここのところ体調が芳しくないようで。
The exhibition is fast approaching, however, Her Majesty hasn't been in the best health of late.
まあ、ティア様、無理をしていらっしゃるの？心配だわ。
Oh my, is Lady Tia overworking herself? That's
都度
worrying.
休みは設けていますが、なかなか回復が。
I make sure that she takes breaks, but her recovery is still slow.
博覧会準備のためにご多忙で、謁見する機会を減らしていると説明してきたものの、ごまかしきれないところまで来たようです。
I've been limiting her audiences under the pretense of her being busy with the exhibition preparations, but it seems I've reached a point where I can no longer cover up the truth. I sensed Ascot looking at me as he conversed with Lily and cast my eyes downward to avoid his gaze.
おまけに戸国の動きも活発ときては、博覧会に乗じて何か起こそうとするかも。
As with Fremdelin becoming more active, they may try to take advantage of the exhibition to provoke something. Yeah, me.
もちろんそれは国内に潜む者にも考えられることですけどね。
Naturally, it could also apply to those lurking within the country as well. The way he's speaking, it almost seems like he's wary of the Ravens. I can't blame him, but this could turn troublesome. Ascot and Linus were considered the most staunch royalist among the Five Houses, and they recently had been warned to stay vigilant. If they find out, everything will be over. I have to be very careful. Ascot then moved on to another topic and began discussing a sordid love affair taking place at court. I gave him a sidelong glance, imagining what Grand Albion would be like after the queen was gone. If the plan succeeded and my revenge is fulfilled, the ruler who's protected this country for centuries will disappear. I wonder if a power struggle would ensue. They'll clash over control in the country until one is left. 5 years, maybe 10. A new regiment will emerge, and then bombastic side eye. Then what? For solely on my revenge, I had never thought about what would come after. I didn't even know if I'd exist in the future. For me, that
ねえ、
is.
君はどう思う？
I enjoy that it got darker, so you know that she was like in her head for that. What do you think? I was so lost and thought that I hadn't heard their conversation. I only returned to my senses when Ascot suddenly asked me for a question. I apologize. What did you just say?
愛についてだよ。時にそれは人を狂わせると思わないかい？
I'm talking about love. Do you not think it can drive people to madness sometimes? I wouldn't know anything about that.
堅物だね。
You're so uptight. Ascot didn't press the matter any further. Nonetheless, his eyes stayed on me. What is it? Ascot's gaze traveled from my head to my toes. Despite the disgust I felt from his rudeness, I tolerated
ああ、
it.
ごめんね。いくらなんでも見すぎか。でも、君も見れば見るほど美しい女性だなと思ってね。
I might have been staring too much, but the
誰かが気に
more
かけ
I
るのが
see you, the more I
納得さ。
realize how beautiful you are. I can see why Alfred cares about you. He does no such thing. Just as Lily had earlier, Ascot also brought up Alfred's name. I was taken by surprise and my voice came out higher pitched than usual. Lily clasped her hands, either aware of my inner thoughts or oblivious to them, and spoke in a lively tone, as if in agreement.
私も同じことを思っていたわ。
I thought the same thing. Lily and Ascot looked at each other and shared a knowing nod.
へえ、意外だな。そうだったのか。
I didn't see that coming, so that's how it is. Even Philip, who had been silent all this time, rested his chin on his hand and smirked. Do we look that close? It appeared there were more hidden observers in the mansion than I would have imagined. The current situation seemed precocious. Precocious? Precocious. I needed to stay sharp and not let my guard down. Precarious? Precarious. Feigning innocence, I stilled myself. And maintained my composure. Ascot pressed on, though as if trying to challenge me.
ね、アル君は君の前でどんな話を？あんな堅物でも君は花より美しいと称えたりするのだ。
What kind of things does Al talk to you about? Has someone as serious as him ever told you something like, "You're more beautiful than a flower"? He simply gave me some task. I don't recall being told anything like
そ
that.
う。とてもそれだけの関係には見えないのだけれどね。
Really, your relationship doesn't appear as simple as that, though. I assisted him with organizing some documents, but that's about it. Whatever assumption they were making, there was no way Alfred and I had that kind of sugary relationship they imagined we
へ
did.
え、そう。君はそうなのか。
I see, so that's how you feel. I feel nothing. Alfred couldn't possibly have those sorts of thoughts either. Ascot's eyes gleamed as if he were trying to read my mind, making me deeply uncomfortable, and looked at me smiling amused.
何にせよ、罪作りな男だよ。まったくさ。あなたはいいのですか？リリー
He's
さん。
such a sinful man, don't you think, Lady Lily? I didn't understand why Lily smiled ambiguously or why Ascot questioned her about it.
まあまあ、アスコット様。リリー様を困らせないでくださいよ。それより、
Now,
お茶をどうぞ。
now, Lord Ascot, please don't make Lady Lily uncomfortable. Have some tea here instead.
それじゃ、
I
いただこう
suppose
かな。
I will. The discussion ended there as Philip encouraged them to have some tea. Have some tea. Eat your tea. The conversation then shifted to the scandalous rumor at the palace, something Ascot had mentioned earlier. My interest waned. Lily went to see Edmund after a while, and when Ascot left, the tea party officially came to an end. What did Ascot do after Lily left?
じゃあね、麗しの君。また今度ゆっくり話そう。
Take care, my dear. Let us talk some more next time. I kindly decline. By the time Philip and I had finished tidying up, I had handed a note with the newly obtained information to the man who had come to deliver food. He had ties to the Raven. Just to be safe, notes were sent from him and then through Leonardo before reaching Alfred. Then why even talk to Alfred at all? That's all for today. Having finished everything I had to today, I let out a sigh when alone in my room. I recalled today's events while readying myself, I was right the first time, for bed and preparing for tomorrow. There isn't much time left before the exhibition. I need to gather more intel about the other houses. I pulled out my pocket watch and sent John my regular update. It then occurred to me that I should ask Obrion about the ancestors of the household again. However, he's not showing up. Always so unpredictable. Our plan had to be flawless. Even the tiniest mistake would prove fatal. Even when waves of exhaustion slowly closed in, the tension at the back of my mind never faded.
命乞いはしだが訴状を
Oh my gosh, we don't do flashbacks. Are you impatient too, Alfred? He was supposed to be a man I despised so deeply that I wanted to kill him, yet a small part of me felt like we had something in common. This troubled me. Attempting to ignore it, I surrendered myself to exhaustion and fell into a deep sleep. I became more attentive to the gaze of those around me, ensuring that my relationship with Alfred remained undetected. Charlotte and I had just returned from running errands. She sighed and adjusted the paper bags.
荷物は私がキッチンに運びます。
I'll carry the bags to the kitchen. But
平気です。この後、掃除を頼まれてましたよね。私も少しはあなたを助けたいし。
I'm fine. You were asking to do some cleaning after this, weren't you? Let me help. Charlotte took the bags from me, then shyly looked down and smiled. All right, you can help then. Charlotte gave a small nod, then waved towards the kitchen. I should start cleaning. Just as I was about to reach for the mop, the person over there is... Lucas appeared at the back of the hall, wearing a hood despite being indoors. So tired. Is he trying to leave without permission again? Exasperation swept over me. Then again, this would give me another chance to speak to him. I quietly
ルーカ
approached
ス
him.
卿どこへ行くつもりだ
Lord Lucas, where are you going? Alfred hurried after Lucas, holding that what seemed to be a pile of documents.
僕がどこに行こうが関係ないだろ
Where I go is none of your business. Lucas stopped frustrated, but he didn't even glance at Alfred, who had moved to block his
う
path.
そうだったら私も良かったのだがなお前にはこれを頼まねばならない
As much as
サ
I
リバン家の承認が必要なものだ
I want to agree, there's something I need to ask you. It requires House Sylvian's approval. Even I felt overwhelmed just looking at the stack of papers Alfred's holding.
そういうものには興味がない適当にそちらで処理すればいいだろう
I'm not interested. Deal with it on your own. Alfred attempted to give Lucas the documents, but the latter made no move to
お
take
前の
them.
興味は一切関係ないやるべきことをやれそうすれば私もいちいち引き止めずに済む
Listen, he's a man of a few words and he likes to do his own thing. Leave him alone. Your personal interest doesn't matter here. If you're to oh gosh, doesn't matter here. Do what you're supposed to and I won't have to keep getting in your way. That's fair, I guess. I started to reach for my phone to touch the
ならなおさら帰らせてもらおうか僕がやるべきなのはこんなくだらない仕事を引き受けないことだ
All the more reason to let me leave. My real task doesn't include wasting time doing this ridiculous work. Alfred cast a scornful glare at Lucas, who tugged on his hood.
いい加減にしろいい年をして幼子のようなダダをこねる
Knock it off. You're a grown man. Stop whining like a child.
僕は本気で言っている
I'm being
そんなに
serious
裁判
here.
のサインが必要だというなら次期当主の立場と一緒にくれてやるよ
If you want the Sullivan signature that much, I'll throw in the position of heir as well. Lucas returned Alfred's gaze with a mocking look, radiating an air that made it clear he would never accept the papers. I've heard he's supposed to be the heir, but it's obvious he has no desire to
だから
succeed.
僕に構うな
Don't concern yourself
全く
with
お
me.
前と来たらいつになれば大人になるんだ
My good grief, when are you going to start acting like an adult? As I watched their endless back and forth, the one word came to mind, accomplice. I still couldn't figure out the meaning behind what Lucas had said that day, and Alfred hadn't mentioned it either. I closed my right hand into a fist. I know John is looking into their relationship right now, but I may be able to learn about it firsthand. If I, let's say, show up here and just refuse. If they become accomplices during the Eltbeek incident, Lucas might have helped Alfred in some way when he locked down the village with the barrier. That's valid. I hit the wrong button. Ever since the incident at the tea party, I've avoided Alfred as much as I can. I don't think I'll look weird if I step in as a mediator. As I approached them, I reminded myself not to let them notice the emblem on my right hand. First, I need to figure out who I should call out to. Don't call out to them? Maybe don't. Let's see. No, I'd like to observe them a little bit longer. I gently opened my right fist and halted. Alfred and Lucas, unaware of my presence, continued arguing.
いくら拒否してもサリバン家を告げるのはもうお前しかいないんだ事実から逃げずに向かい合ったらどうだ
Oh, oops. No matter how much you deny it, you'll still be the one who'll inherit House Sullivan, Lucas. How about you face reality instead of denying it? He can do whatever he wants. He's a full-grown adult, from my understanding.
知っているはずだそれは僕が望んだものじゃない
That's not something I want. You should know that. Read that. Lucas spat at Alfred, who showed a brief look of
気に
pity.
食わないことがあるのなら当主となって自分で変えていけばいい
If something doesn't sit right with you, become the head of your household and change it yourself.
そうに知った風なことを言うな。僕は自分の生まれも環境もみんな嫌いなんだ。
Stop looking like you know everything. I hate everything about my birth and circumstances. It's too late
何か
now.
変えたいなんて思ってもいない。
I don't want to change
自分の
anything.
望みを叶えられればそれでいいんだ。
As long as I can get what I wish for, it'll be enough.
だからもうほっといてくれ。
So just leave me alone already. Lucas tried to force his way forward, but came to a stop when he saw me. Realizing that observing this situation was no longer an option, I faced him. Lucas responded with a mocking smirk.
お前も僕に何か言いに来たのか？
Interesting. Oh, it's half. That's a half. Interesting. I didn't know half was an option.
どいつもこいつもどうして。うるさいうるさいんだよ。
Why is he smiling? Are you here to say something to me too? Why is every single one of you nosy? So damn nosy.
おいルーカス。出会い頭にいきなりその言い方はないだろう。
Lucas, isn't that a bit too much to say right off the bat? They were still caught up in their bickering. This was the perfect opportunity to see the truth. Lucas is the one who I have the least information on right now. Since he was the one who brought up the whole accomplice thing first, I didn't hesitate to choose him. Lord Lucas, please calm yourself. I knew this was unbefitting of a servant, but I reached out to Lucas, trying not to show too much of my true intent, just a little further, right before my fingertips brushed his arm.
触るな。
Don't touch me. I pulled back, flustered. I found myself facing a glaring Lucas directly. My apologies. Retreating quietly was for the best. I slowly reached my hand, retracted my hand and lowered my head steadily. Lucas kept an eye on me, his gaze wary and full of suspicion.
お前今
Hey, what were you trying to do just now? I was simply trying to stop
いいや
you.
違う。もう一度聞くぞ。僕に何をしようとした？
Have I been found out? No, you weren't. I'll ask again. What did you want to do to me? Something crossed my mind as Lucas cast his doubt on me. Did he notice that I was trying to see him? Alfred had mentioned that only a few people knew about the Fey Sight Hand, including those from House Randolph and a select few from the Five Houses. And Lucas was the son of the former head of House Sullivan, the chosen inheritor.
お前本当に
Are you actually? Lucas bit back whatever he was about to say, then glared at Alfred. When he spoke again, his voice was unusually calm. He posed me a
お
question.
前生まれはどこだ？
Where were you born? A town. In Rotamord. Why, may I inquire why you're asking this? A farmland area within House Bernstein's domain. It's the protagonist's fake hometown. Has accordingly.
気になることがあったから聞いている。
I'm just curious, do you have any family? My parents passed away several years ago. I have no other relatives. How many years? I recited the background we had settled on for Rose, but Lucas's probing gaze felt as though he was trying to see through my lies. I want to avoid being questioned further. How could I evade Lucas, given my position as a servant before a noble outright running would be inappropriate?
ルーカス、もうよせ。
That's enough, Lucas. Ah! Oh goodness, thank you. What a surprise. I'm spoiled. I knocked over an octopus. Alfred stepped between us, seeming trying to protect me from Lucas. Is he trying to help? Rely on Alfred, deal with Lucas on my own, stand still, and do nothing. Flowchart. Oh, there's no sideways here. Again, what's the point of a flowchart when it's this straight? Oh my gosh. Paradigm paradox? Could never. Could never. I don't want to be indebted to him. I step forward, moving in front of Alfred. If you wish to ask about something like someone like me, then please go ahead, Lord Lucas. I will gladly tell you. Well, I mean it. If there's anything you want to know, ask. Alfred kept his eyes on me, trying to figure out what I was up to. I looked straight into the eyes peering out from beneath Lucas's hood, showing him that I had nothing to hide. Lucas stared intently, then his shoulders relaxed. Whatever. Clearly wanting to avoid further hassle, Lucas looked away from me, though he appeared displeased. Seeing this, Alfred offered Lucas the bundle of documents
とに
again.
かく帰るにしても書類を受け取れ。
Either way, take the papers before you leave, understand? Lucas took the papers inside, an unhappy expression on his face.
こ
Fine.
れで満足か
Happy now, Lord
ある
Alfred?
そうのところはな。しかし重要なのは、お前が中身に目を通し、必要な場所にサリバン家のサインが記されることだ。
For today, yes, but what matters is that you go through those papers. Make sure you leave House Sullivan's signature in the right places.
では、よろしく頼む。
I'm counting on you. Lucas didn't respond and made his way to the mansion's entrance. Alfred turned to me as I watched him go and spoke without changing his expression.
この後部屋に紅茶を頼めるか。
Sorry, but could you bring some tea to my room? Understood. Alfred graciously gave me a reason to leave, so I bowed my head slightly and retreated to the kitchen. And I was like, boy, I hate to admit it, but he saved me earlier. Unless we go here? And then let's call it to Lucas. That decided I moved towards the pair. Is something bothering you, Lord Lucas?
くそ、人が増えた。
Is that a half? It's a whole. It's a whole. Great, even more people. I pretended not to hear his jab and continued speaking. I hear you wanted to go home.
ああ、そうだ。こんなところにいたら、あれをやれ、これをやれと追いかけ回されるだけだからな。
If I stick around here, I'll just be chased around with tasks to
お
do.
前が自分のやるべきことを放棄しているからだろ
That's because you're abandoning your
口うるさ
responsibilities.
いやつは嫌われるぞ。
People who nag tend to be hated, you know?
う。うるさく言わねばならないのは
Urusa.
誰のせいだ
Urusa.
私とて
And whose fault is that I have to keep nagging? I'm not sticking around you because I want to. They were still caught up in their bickering. This was the opportunity to see the truth. Did that. This is not my place to argue with the noble. I should let Alfred handle it. Alfred would obviously take care of this matter much better than I would, considering his relationship with Lucas. Okay, that got too interesting. We're gonna keep this. We're gonna keep this as it is. Alfred understood this as well, it seemed. He glanced at me before facing Lucas.
サリバン家で働く使用人が次々辞めていく理由がよくわかるな。
Honestly, I can now see why servants from House Sullivan are leaving one by
お前が
one.
どういうつもりかは知らないが、使用人もこの国を形作る大切な民だ。横暴な態度を取るのはよせ。度が過ぎれば目に余る。
I don't know what your intentions are, but servants are important and help shape their nation. Don't act so arrogant. I won't tolerate you going so far any longer.
応募ただ出自を尋ねただけだろ。
Arrogant? I merely asked her origin.
今の言い方は相手を威圧していたように見えた。それにお前の家の使用人が長続きしないのは
It sounded intimidating. It's an undeniable fact that servants don't last long at your house.
リリー城にも目をかけられている。お前に嫌気がさしてなどと泣き疲れでもしたら、それこそ面倒なことになると思うが。
Not to mention, Lady Lily cares for her. If she goes off crying to her and complains about you, it'll cause a lot of trouble, don't you think? I'm not gonna cry or anything. Oh well, it looks like his words hit the mark.
もういい。
Whatever. Clearly wanting to avoid further hassle, Lucas looked away from me, though he appeared displeased. Seeing this, Alfred offered Lucas the bundle of documents
とに
again.
かく帰るにしても書類を受け取れ。
Either way, take the papers before you leave, understood? Lucas took the papers inside, an unhappy expression on his face.
これで満足か？
Fine, happy now, Lord Alfred?
今日のところはな。
For today,
し
yes.
かし重要なのは、お前が中身に目を通し、
But what matters is that you go through those
サリバン家の
papers.
サインが記されることだ。
Make sure you leave House Sullivan's signature in the right places. Oh, we're in the flashback. Hang on. Oh! Why does it do this to me? Why does it do this to me? Why do you do this? I would never put all on here. Why does it keep changing to all? How is that a setting that keeps going back? Oh my goodness. Ugh. Gonna go back here. Be annoyed. Talk to Lucas. Like, it should never be on all. I never in my life. We're gonna give me a reason to leave. Dude. Dude, you saved me earlier. I thought about what had just happened as I prepared Alfred's tea. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that because that's like the third time it's been set to all. And I know there's sometimes a button on here that lets you switch things. Like toggle, auto, quick load. I don't see one specifically state. But like that's the second time or third time where I've had to change it to skip red only. It should save that. I thought about what had just happened as I prepared Alfred's tea. He didn't do it out of pure kind-heartedness though. If I mess up there, it caused Alfred trouble. There was a good chance that Alfred started doubting me after what happened earlier. I didn't know if he noticed my face at hand though. With that on my mind, I headed towards Alfred's room, the tea trolley in tow. Pardon the intrusion. I found Alfred sitting on the couch when I entered. He was going through papers spread out on the table before him. Once I had firmly closed the door, his gaze shifted from the
もう
papers to
少し
me.
慎重に動くべきだ。
You need to be more cautious from now on. I'm reflecting on it, but I don't need your help. I confronted Alfred's sharp look and glared directly back, not as a servant but as his ally. Don't you think this little act has put me in your debt? Don't think that little act had put me in your debt. You haven't gained the upper hand. I silently mocked my sharp tone, but my anger didn't allow me to let Alfred take the lead.
別に
That wasn't
そん
my
なつもりはない。
intention. Alfred sighed, eyebrows slightly furrowed in a troubled expression. He didn't seem to be lying.
それで平気なのか？いくらお前でも少しは
Are you
気が
feeling
冷えた。
alright? Even you must have been a little shaken, right? I was indeed surprised when he cornered me, but it's nothing compared to what I've dealt with in the
So-
past.
そうだな。
Fair enough. Alright then. He sounded relieved, quite unlike the harsh tone he used when interrogating Lucas. Why would he say something like that to me? All that existed between me and Alfred was mutual benefit, and yet his words almost sounded... It feels like he's worried about me. Now that can't be true. There's a bigger issue at hand. Lillian Ascot thinks there's something going on between us. It's best to keep our distance for now. I shared what had transpired at the tea the other day, the information I'd gained from Lily as well as Ascot's interpretation. Alfred listened quietly and the furrow in his brow deepening as I continued. You never know who could be watching in this mansion. We shouldn't stay together for too long right now. Besides,
アルフレ、あなたはそういう
I wonder what she meant by that. What's going on between Lily and Alfred? For some reason, I couldn't bring myself to
それ
ask.
と
Besides what? While I dwelled on Lily's words, Alfred urged me to continue. It's nothing. What happened between Lily and Alfred has nothing to do with me. All that matters was making our plan for the exhibition a success, nothing else. Alfred raised an eyebrow at my response, and he spoke, bringing the conversation to an end.
この屋敷の目が随分とあちこちにあるのは分かった。誰が目なのかは
At any rate, I
おいおいさてと
understand.
して
There are eyes everywhere in the mansion. I'll look into whose eyes they exactly are later.
私の方でも他の策を考えておく。
I guess.
もし何かあればすぐに知らせてくれ。
I'll come up with an alternative plan. If anything happens, let me know immediately. I'll be going now. Alfred gave me a look as I turned to leave. It seemed like he wanted to say something. In the end, he remained silent and I left the room. In the meantime, that's House Sullivan's country house. The magnificent primary abode of aristocrats. Outside the social season, nobles tend to reside in the manors of their respective domains, from where they focus on business and do with their own lands, you know, like Bridgerton. I had come to the Helsintan region to look into the relationship between Alfred and Lucas, who were believed to be accomplices. House Sullivan's domain, the Sevilla Mansion House, is located here and is where Lucas was raised.
ここでならサリバン家の内情が聞けるだろうと思ってはいたが、想像以上だったな。
I thought I'd be able to hear about House Sullivan's internal matters, but this turned out to be more than I thought. I had a rough idea based on what Gonriel had told me. As predicted, there was no end to the scandal. I get why Lucas ended up with such a prickly nature. However, there wasn't such progress when it came to the power of Will-O-Wisp. A guide to the afterlife. They have the power to confuse travelers with their blue flame, but it's all so abstract I can't figure out any more than this. I was headed to an inn to rest my weary bones when I suddenly remembered something I had left undone. Maybe I should try calling. I moved away from prying eyes and pulled out the pocket watch that matched hers. To my surprise, he appeared without even having to call.
Yo, 元気か, John?
Hey, John, you good?
どういう風の吹き回しで?
What's gotten into you? The Fey King settled on my shoulder as if it were nothing, preening his wing feathers with his
お
beak.
前がローアンを離れた気配がしたから、どこに行くのか追ってたんだよ。
I noticed you had left Rowan, so I followed you to see where you were headed.
どうだ? 欲しかった情報は得られたか? まあ。
Did you get the info you were after? Not that I really need to ask. Oh, wrong button. Nope, it was the right button. No, I'm still working on it. That was so short. Please.
ああ、それより、あの石工と手を組んだんだって?
I heard you also joined forces with the stonemason.
アルフレッドのことか。女王にたどり着くためにお嬢が必要だと決断した。
You mean Alfred? He decided he needed her to get to the queen. He doesn't know that I exist.
あの娘。よりにもよってクレスウェルの小僧を選ぶとは。
So she picked the little fool from Creswell of all people. She really was born under a strange star. What does that mean? Nothing you need to know.
そう不機嫌になるなよ。安心しろ。お前にだって見せ場はあるさ。
Don't be so upset. Calm down. You'll have your moment as well.
すべての準備が整ったところで宝をかっさらえばいい。妖精なんだ。
Once everything is set, we can just take the treasure. We're Fae. We can do whatever we please. I know. He never... Is Jack, John? Is he a real, like, what if he's a full Fae? What if he's... You never knew who would be watching at the Bernstein estate. After the information was shared, we agreed to conduct all of our exchanges at the hideout as often as possible. The frequency of our exchanges at the mansion had decreased. Alfred was cautious and decided that it'd be best if we didn't risk exposing our relationship or identities. Then came my day off. I made sure no one was following me and continued to the hideout. Turn left, up ahead, then right. I made a few detours through the winding streets to be safe, then spotted Leonardo keeping watch. Our eyes met, but we didn't exchange a word. Leonardo looked away, indifferent, recognizing me as someone he didn't need to stop. I walked on as if nothing had happened. I made it near the hideout, ensuring I wasn't being observed as I stood in front of the door. I knocked in the rhythm I'd been taught. The lock clicked open. The man who looked at me through the barely open door looked familiar. She's like,
今の話本当か？
It's the person from the other day, no doubt about it. I suppose this man joined the Ravens after that. You may come in. I slipped into the hideout as the man watched this area cautiously. The moment I entered the room, Alfred sensed my presence and turned towards me.
仲間にはお前のことを話しておいた。これからは何かあれば。
Oh, you're here. I've told the others about you. From here on out, come here if anything happens.
屋敷よりは安全だろう。ただし、来るなら細心の注意を払え。
This place is safer than the mansion. That said, be careful when you arrive. Make sure no one follows you. I'll be careful, obviously. I glanced around the room. The other members who had been silently observing shifted their attention to me. There were even children among the group. One of them spoke timidly. Sir Al, are we having lessons today? Can you read that book to us first? Alfred looked at the children, vying for his attention. His usual furrowed brow relaxed and he gave them a wary smile. He crouched down to their eye level and patted their heads with his large hand. Sorry, I don't think I can keep you company today. Why? I have a meeting. It's to make your futures better. I don't get it. That's fine if you don't understand now. Just know, I'm working to ensure a better future for when you grow up. A better future. I couldn't help but believe those words were truly from the heart. So what then? What's he thinking? Doesn't matter. So what he's thinking doesn't matter. He's just some person whose life I'll take the moment this is all over. I dismissed the future as irrelevant. Alfred once again patted the children's head. I promise I'll make time for you. Forgive me, just for today. That's a promise. Have I ever failed to keep a promise? You haven't? Fine. Fine. You better keep your word, alright, Sir Al? The children appeared to be convinced for the time being, following the man from earlier out of the hideout. I got it. I understood. There was a hint of kindness in Alfred's eyes as he watched them leave. That's when I realized I was seeing a new side of him. Or maybe this is the real Alfred. Maybe this is why the children, including Leonardo, trust him with a smile. Sorry for keeping you waiting. Alfred's earlier gentleness disappeared as soon as he stood and faced me, replaced by his usual sharpness. The children seem very attached to you. I've known them since they were born. I guess you could say I'm an uncle to them. And their parents... Are their parents part of the group? Most of them are orphans. Oh, just kidding. Naturally, but the children don't know about it, and I have no intention of telling them. Okay, but Leonardo knows. I see. What role do the parents have? They usually help with gathering information around the city just like you, but now... I followed Alfred's gaze to the back of the room. A woman sat on a workbench with a lamp crafting something.
ああやって石を加工したブレスレットを作っている。街の露店で売れば、彼らの生活も多少楽になるだろう。
Why? She's creating bracelets from carved gems. She sells them at the street stall to make their lives a lot easier. Why not just give them money directly? I'm sure you could do that, couldn't you? Well, he could, but they don't know who you are. My words were laced with sarcasm, but Alfred took them seriously and looked straight at me.
我が家としてもできる限りのことは行っているさ。他にも密かに技術の提供や
I actually don't know if that was charging that. What's really weird is it doesn't charge my PlayStation controller unless it's plugged into my PlayStation and not the USB port. But everything else charges fine with the USB port, so I don't know why it's doing that. I don't understand the logic there. Our house is doing so as much as we can, of course, but we've also been secretly offering assistance and improving technology.
その場所のことで根本的な解決にはならないだろう。
And I only found out it wasn't charging the PlayStation controller because I usually switch it between this one and that one, and I turned the PlayStation on yesterday to update stuff and it was nearly dead, and I was like, I charged it yesterday, why? So we'll find out. That is only a temporary solution, though. It won't fix the fundamental issue. Yeah, but nothing's going to fix the fundamental issue without murder.
重要なのはミングルとしてではなく、彼らが自分の力で生きていけるようになることだ。
What truly matters is not their status as Mingles, but for them to be able to survive on their own strength.
私はその術を彼らに身につけてもらいたい。
I want them to learn those skills. I'm thinking about what I can do to help them achieve it. He said that without hesitation. It was clear how much Alfred thought about the people of Eden.
俺たちだってやればできる。生きていく術があるんだって教えてくれるんだ。
He showed us that we're not helpless, that we have the skills we need to survive. Oh wait, that was a flashback. I got too busy just trying to fix my seating. Can I watch her work up close? No problem. Just the one person. With Alfred's permission, I moved closer to the workbench and quietly watched her hands. When she realized I was watching, the woman held up the unfinished bracelet and showed it to me.
見ますか？これは天然石で作っているものです。
Want to take a look? This one's from natural stone.
オニキス、ガーネット、
Ooh.
サンストーン、アンバー、それから翡翠。他にもたくさんありますよ。
Onyx, garnet, sunstone, amber, and jade, as well as many others. The beautiful gems sparkled in different colors. I could easily picture young women stopping for them on the street stalls. Thanks to House Creswell Long's history in stone masonry, they were able to acquire these gems and offer their support and assistance. When I quietly turned my head and saw that Alfred was now surrounded by a group of people whom he was talking to.
少しお痩せになったんじゃ。体を休めてくださいよ。
Sir Al, have you lost some weight? Please get some rest and take care of yourself.
心配には感謝する。だが、今が私たちにとって正念場だろう。そうそう休んでもいられない。
Thank you for your concern. However, this is a crucial time for us. I can't afford to take a break.
旦那はいつもそう言って無茶すんだから。方々との調整もあって気苦労も多いでしょう。俺が代わってあげたいぐらいでさ。
You always say that and push yourself too hard. Considering that oh gosh, coordinating with so many different parties must be stressful. I'll step in for you if I could.
おいおい、やめとけよ。お前なんかすぐ胃に穴が開いてへばっちまうぜ。
Cut it out. You'll end up wearing yourself out and getting sick. A mix of awkward laughter and approving chuckles echoed from the group. No one bothered hiding how much they adored Alfred. Alfred looked at the joyful expression on the people surrounding him and smiled softly. So Alfred wears that gentle expression when he's here. I couldn't help but be drawn to that expression, something I had never seen during the Five Houses conference. If he wore that expression all the time, maybe there'd be fewer clashes with Lucas. Sorry, let's get to the main topic. Alfred noticed me watching, our eyes met, and I found myself immediately looking away. Alfred urged me to take a seat, unconcerned. Such a foolish thought. I'd have more chances to observe Alfred and Lucas if they were at odds. I pushed those thoughts to the back of my mind, then sat down and faced Alfred across the
博覧会
desk.
当日の動きを話しておきたい。これで完全に共犯者だが、いいか。
I want to go over our plans for the exhibition, but that'll officially make us accomplices. Is that alright with you? You're asking now, of all times, my decision hasn't wavered. I responded without hesitation. Alfred laid out the maps of Grand Albion as well as the palace layout as he explained.
博覧会での女王の動きはおおよそ決められている。だが当然、簡単にあの方へ近づくことはできない。警備兵の目をかいくぐる必要がある。
The queen's schedule for the queen's schedule for the exhibition is mostly set. Getting closer to her won't be easy, of course. We'll have to sneak past the guards. That's the hard part. Dealing with all of them will take too long, but you figured out their placement already, right? While staying at the Bernstein mansion, I sort of say palace, I learned Alfred was coordinating the city's security with Edwards overseeing it. This also includes the wing hunting incident.
ああ。だからこそ、いかにこの計画を成功させるのが困難か知っているというわけだ。
That's exactly why I understand how challenging it will be to make this plan work. So security is tight. Creating an opening with Edward around could make him suspicious if not feasible.
今のところは、な。
For now, no. For now. So the security is rock solid. What are your plans?
これを見ろ。
Take a look at this. Alfred pointed to the map. Dozens of red circles had been made on them.
同時刻にこの場所を爆破し、博覧会に配置された警備兵をこちらへ誘導する。
On the day of the exhibition, we'll blow up this area, luring the guards there. Even though the queen's security is top priority, the guards will disperse if chaos erupts in several places at once. That way we can weaken the security around her. Exactly. I frowned and gave Alfred a cold, piercing stare. And what about the innocent people who don't know about the plan? Do they not matter to you as long as it serves the goal and the future? Why am I so angry about this? Those people don't matter to me either as long as I can achieve my goal. I didn't fully understand my emotions anymore and pretended to be calm. Alfred looked at me determinedly.
違う。
That's not it.
私たちがなぜここまで時間をかけて、ボードやヤードの目をかいくぐってきたのか。
We've been very careful to avoid ward in the yard so we don't create
犠牲を出さないようにするためだ。
unnecessary
アクションは
victims.
すでに渡りガラスの仲間が潜伏している。被害が最小限になるよう。
Members of the Raven are already positioned in various locations. We've taken every measure, calculated the scale and placement of the explosion to minimize harm. You're telling me you won't sacrifice any innocent people? Girl, why are you getting so fucking mad right now? You didn't even care. You don't even care about people.
私たちの目的は殺戮ではない。そんなことをしてしまえば、女王が倒れた後、
We're not aiming for bloodshed. Oh my god. But we did. If we did that, we'd lose any support we might have after the queen fell. That's so random. I gripped my hands firmly underneath the table. You hold people's lives in such high regard, yet you abandon my family. Girl, shut up. That was like 8 years ago. Get over it. I felt the words rising in my throat, but I didn't voice them. Why? You literally are here to make this plan. You knew something was gonna happen. Why? Why now of all times? Why are you being like this? Like, if Alfred opposes the queen back then, House Creswell would have suffered and his plan wouldn't have progressed. I fully understand. It's just a series of what ifs, but once I thought about it, my imagination ran wild despite myself. Alright, let me see if I can put this away. As cute as this is, the bottom of it is like this. So this sits on my desk all the time. It was over here. And it wobbles. It wobbles because the bottom is not flat. So I don't know what to do. I might have to just stop having it be cute on my desk. I understood it was just a series of what ifs, but once I thought about it, my imagination ran wild despite me. It was truly if he truly respected people's lives, then his obedience to the queen during Eltenbeek's incident must have been far more painful a decision than first imagined. Perhaps he regretted his decision so deeply that he was willing to give me his life after everything was over. He already said he was giving you his life, so unless he lies about that, then yeah. That doesn't mean I can forgive him. He sacrificed us for his country's future. That fact will never change. But what's wrong? You're not backing out now, are you? I never planned to do that. I sold away my emotions. She's terrible at that. That began to well up within me. For some reason, I was scared to even think about it. Determined to keep my feelings hidden, I cross-checked each market location with what I remembered. Even if we managed to lure the guard away and reach the queen, how do you plan to fight her? She's not the type to simply follow orders. Even if she's old and weak, she's still a sacred, pure fae. The chances are high that we'll be defeated. But I prepared for that. They are weak to pure silver and iron. The queen is no different. In fact, she rejects them even more strongly because she's a pure fae. I'm gonna turn off my cam for just a second. I've had a, what do you call this? A knee brace on for a little bit and it's been hurting. It's not a knee brace, that's not the right word for it, but I have a bad knee, as most of you guys know. Maybe I can take it off without turning off the camera. But I had it on last night when I went to sleep because my knee had been hurting and I was still sitting here with it on, but I have my legs crossed and so it's just uncomfortable because it's more tension than usual. But this is what it looks like. It's just this. It sometimes helps. I've been walking a lot. I've been trying. One of my 2026 goals is 10K in steps. Unfortunately, when I walk that much, my knee does not like it. She hates it, actually. I went to the doctor about it too, not too long ago, and they did a CAT scan, and I can't remember if it was a CAT scan. They did some CAT scan. It was the same scan I had when they realized I had to have surgery, and they just told me everything looks fine. And that was it. That was the end of the conversation. And you'd think if I walked more, it would hurt less because I'm building up the strength in there. I don't know. I also put a patch on, which is by Gold Bond. Not Gold Bond. Tiger Bomb. And I didn't know they made patches. And it's not working anymore. If she fights back and it turns into a battle, we'll use them. Craft people from House Creswell are pouring their hearts and souls into making weapons. If there's a way we should consider how to use it during the battle. Alfred nodded. Jesus. As we worked out the details of our plan, I grew curious. Slow and steady will help things improve, hopefully. Unfortunately, I had this surgery on my knee. Oh gosh, when was it? 7 or 8 years ago? Something like that. And I did go to physical therapy after my surgery, and it took like 3 months before I could actually walk on my leg normal again. But yeah, I was just like, it's hurting so bad, let's go see. I don't want to go back and have them tell me the same thing. Especially because, like, let's be so real. I have insurance, but like, copay still exists. And so I think I had to pay $100+ the last time they did the scan, and for them just afterwards to be like, yeah, it looked fine. Cool, it hurts to walk. Like, help me. And I had one doctor who was really nice. Apparently he wasn't supposed to, but he was like, hey, if you're planning a trip, because I told him when I take a trip and we walk a lot, my knee starts to hurt. So he started giving me steroids, and he said, just come in and tell me that you're going on a trip, and I can prescribe it to you before you leave, and that way you're taking it when you go, and it will help it from acting up. But then another doctor's like, well, you can't take it before you need it. They were like, you can't take that, because it was a new doctor when I went back, and I was like, hey, yeah, he just said to let you guys know when I need this, and he's like, no. So basically, I need to go on the trip, come back with my knee swollen, and then they'll give me steroids, is what the other doctor basically said. And I was like, thanks. So, it's a time. It's a time to be alive. Are we working? As we worked out the details of our plan, I grew curious about what he thought about this personally, aside from the nation's best interest. I know, right? It's pretty messed up. Could both the incident 8 years ago and this plan to end the Queen's life have been decisions he made in anguish, or he'll bear the responsibility one way or another, won't he? Such a difficult man. Once he made a decision, he'll see it through to the end. Then again, why am I even bothering to think about all this? Alfred cast a wary eye at me as I shook my head slightly. What's wrong? Nothing to worry about, so what's next? The discussion moved forward with a small part of me still wanting to know Alfred's thoughts, leaving me unsure of my own feelings. Discussion went on for hours. It wasn't until the sky was painted shades of crimson and the sun began to sink that we wrapped up. I exhaled softly. I didn't think the plans would be laid out so carefully. Judging by the group's coordinations and regulations, it was most likely a result of Alfred's exceptional skills. Things are always shifting. If there's any changes, I'll make sure to let you know. Got it. I suppose I should head back. A child peeked out from the back of the room as I got up to leave. Are you going home? We have this little kid who's fallen in love with us now. Hello? The girl stepped closer hesitantly and clutched the hem of her skirt as if to stop me from leaving. Just this random child who I've never met before. You came back, you'll come back, right? I want to ask you to take me to the city one day. To the city? How should I answer? The girl continued, not waiting for me to reply. I only know this place. Mama and Papa won't let me go to the city. Okay, but I shouldn't take you there. I heard there's a lot of shiny things there. I want to see them. Ah. Plus, my dream is to help my mom sell her bracelets at the shop. Broken wings grew from her back. She was probably too young to understand what they symbolized in her position in this country. She reminds me of my past self when I knew nothing. Back when I hadn't realized my status as the Queen's vessel, and I fantasized about the world beyond Eltbeek. Come here. Before I knew it, I crouched down and held the girl gently. Your dream will come true one day, so don't give up no matter what. For now, you should cherish your mom and dad and everyone else here, alright? Okay. I stroked her head tenderly the same way Alfred had. I was a little scared of you at first, but you're nice. Yeah, thanks. It's called a resting bitch face. Oh, God. I hate that line. And you're cute when you smile. See you later. With that, the girl ran off and back to her room. I remained in place, replaying her words as a warmth spread through my chest. You. Alfred had stayed silent as I talked to the girl. His gaze was fixed on me as if lost in thought. What is it? I spoke coldly, trying to hide how out of character I was acting. However, his gaze seemed softer than usual. Forget it. I'm like, what do you want? I turned around, feeling awkward, and walked to the door. I'm going home. Would you like me to see you off? No need. Even if there was, I wouldn't ask you. Alfred let out a muffled chuckle, attempting to stifle his laughter. I was tempted to take a look at his face, but I shifted my focus to being Rose and left the hideout. I'm Rose now. Well, unfortunately, I didn't get as far as I wanted to, but that's okay. We'll do chapter 3 tomorrow if I manage to come on for a stream. There's a small chance I might have a stream tonight. I don't make any promises there though, because I don't know. I actually don't know. But yeah, we made progress. We finished chapter 2. We're now on chapter 3. So hopefully on the next stream, which might be next week. We're gonna try and get all the way to the end of his route. That way we can focus the following one on trying to get to Edward's route, which I don't know if that's a special way or if it just unlocks as a choice. So we'll see. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Blue. Thank you, Bass. Thank you for being here. I hope you guys had a great day. And if you're watching this on YouTube, remember we stream on Twitch about 3 times a week. And come and check us out. We're playing Mistonia. We're going to be playing Atahari very soon. I hope you guys have a lovely day. Bye.